Inspired by Norse mythology, the game starts with our heroine Lenneth, who is summoned to Asgard by the god Odin and goddess Freya. The coming of Ragnarok is underway as a war between Asgard and Vanir is upon the horizon. Lenneth is tasked to recruit those on the brink of death who possess warrior traits to become Einherjars for Odin's army. As you progress through the story, Lenneth will uncover hidden truths about her past, memories that had been suppressed which hold the key to her true self. The battle system is a unique turn-based system which each ally is bound to an action button on your controller. You'll need to time each button press appropriately in order to max out your combo attacks, which will build your special attack gauge up so you can unleash your character's special attacks. You can also open up a menu and use items and magic spells during your turn, which the game doesn't go over this in its tutorial dungeon, and I really don't want to admit how long it took me to figure this out. The game leans heavily on storytelling since there are roughly 20 characters you can recruit during the main game, and you have to watch each of their backstories before recruiting them. Each chapter randomly selects which character can be recruited during this time, and new dungeons will become available for you to explore. Each dungeon has its own little gimmick and puzzle you'll need to solve in order to obtain Odin's relics, which you can either give them back to Odin, or you can just keep them for yourself, but at a cost. There are different difficulties to the game that you can choose, which will determine how many characters you can recruit as well as how many dungeons or endings you can achieve. They've also added a feature which you can save anywhere and rewind your gameplay, which can be helpful if you miss a crucial jump in a dungeon or if you encounter a difficult enemy and want to go back before you started the fight. Since there isn't a trophy for beating the game, I don't have a way to really know how many people have completed it, but from the percentage of people who've recruited certain characters, I can at least guesstimate that roughly 14% of those who've played the game beat it with only a 6.7% platinum success rate, meaning that roughly 47.9% of those who beat the game also managed to get the platinum trophy. The rarest trophy to get is the Ethereal Queen, which you have to beat the Assyria Queen in the post-game dungeon. This game is right up there with the Xenosaga games as being the best games I've ever watched. You'll spend more time reading and watching cutscenes rather than actually playing the game, since the game weighs heavily on storytelling rather than on gameplay. Don't get me wrong, this is a great classic JRPG with fun dungeons and puzzles, but I wanted to make sure you knew what you were getting yourself into before you decide to try out this game.